Yeah, rest, that's a quite positive word to use. Yeah, we had to make some changes. We had a very, very demanding week at every level, emotionally, physically, what the game demanded. In the tactical and technical aspect of it, we were asked to play 3 days later, one less recovery than them, and still performing the way that we've done it against a team that is super well coached, very well organized, that they are very clear how they want to generate big chances, and they are really good at doing that. So 1-0 we knew it wasn't enough. I don't think we conceded anything apart from the save that they had to make on the corner, but the game was always open, and we needed that extra energy to close it. And maybe when we didn't have it, we had the courage to take the ball under pressure and to start to break their press to very good movement and purpose with the ball to go and score a second goal and win the game.
Anything worrying about the players who came off?
Yes, obviously it's never good news. Declan had to come off. We don't know. We have to see tomorrow what he's got. And Mosque is the other one that is out. Obviously we have big Gavi and Willie out as well. So we have to adapt. It's been a theme this season, but when I look at the players that they haven't been playing much, for example, Ben White, the performance that he had, or Martin that has been out, and he puts 96 minutes under his belt straight away. Noni, the same. Victor is coming, and now he's getting some minutes as well. So very pleased to see that.
Just a word on Mikel Arteta, who keeps showing that he can be one hell of a striker as well as
He was immense again, I think, today. The way he scored the goal, super smart, his timing, the way he wins the position and the execution. But after his overall performance, with the ball, without the ball, I think, remember an action that he passed the ball to Martin in behind. Martin doesn't chase it. He makes 40 meters to chase it to the corner flag, goes back, wins the ball back. I mean, he is everywhere, and he's go with that really good momentum at the moment, and he makes the team much better.
Gary, Sky Sports. Mikel, obviously at the beginning, take a breath from Arsenal fans when Declan went down and came off. He seemed to be moving all right at the end when he went back onto the pitch with a little bit of strapping maybe on his calf, his left calf. Can you give us any more insight?
Well, talking about fans and support, I asked them to be here at 7:30. I think they were earlier. So thank you so much to all of them for being with us, because we needed that energy today. And yeah, he could not carry on playing, so we have to wait and see tomorrow what happens.
But he's moving all right. Seems to be moving all right.
Yeah, he can walk. He could not play.
He's played a lot of minutes, hasn't he, for Arsenal and for England, so would it almost be a precaution anyway if he went down?
The thing is playing a lot of minutes, but as well when, now we play Wednesday night and we have to play Saturday morning as well. We can play minutes, but if they can please give us just a little bit more time to recover and to make the welfare of these players a little bit easier, that would be great.
Tom for London.
Hi Mikel. There was a clean sheet for the first time since November 4th, the Slavia Prague game. 5 goals conceded in those games since then. It was a big moment when you broke that record for clean sheets back in November. I guess now you want to start that record again. It was important to keep a clean sheet for the first time.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think it was 4 games that we didn't manage to do that for different reasons. We conceded from a set piece against Chelsea and against Sunderland as well. The other ones are a little bit different. Today, we probably should have conceded a goal if it's not for David as well, and the save that he's made. But I think apart from that, we didn't really concede much.
What was the specifics of Mosquera's injury, by the way? We weren't exactly sure. Was it knee or ankle?
Yeah, we have to wait and see. It's part probably of the knee or ankle. We don't know. He could not really tell us exactly how it was, but he wasn't able to continue.
James CBS.
Hi Mikel, I'd just like to ask you again on the other Mikel. One of the things that's sort of really been apparent in the last few games is how he's able to now drop into midfield and kind of create that box. Could you reflect on how he's grown into this role and made playing as a centre forward fit Mikel Arteta?
I said it earlier, I think in the press conference, his curiosity as his will to learn and probably his will to help the team. And he knew that we had a major problem from the beginning of the season when we lost Victor, Kai was out, and Gabi Jesus was out. So we needed a solution, and he did it last year really, really well. I think this season probably is taking it to another step because he's able to do even more things. So yeah, I think the team is really grateful, and he's enjoying it.
Art, Athletic.
Mikel,
Hi.
when you spoke about Ben White a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned he had to kind of prove himself when the opportunity came to him, and I'm guessing you feel he did tonight, but just how much have you missed him in this kind of spell that he hasn't been playing?
Personally, I think I'm very, very happy for him as a human being. I think the rest of the team is the same because he's a player that played always for us. And suddenly, because of the right reason, he wasn't playing that much because Juren was excellent and he was out for a while and then he needed to earn his place. But his attitude has been so positive, so good. And then when you are ready and you're given the opportunity, you take it like he did today. So I'm very happy that that we have him back in the best version of himself as well. And we're going to need him because he's a tremendous player.
In terms of the 90 minutes today, how did you kind of assess it? Because it felt at 1-0 when, I don't know, it seemed there were times where players got that second goal and they maybe wanted to keep the 1-goal lead. When the game was getting open and it seemed a bit tense, how did you feel?
Yeah, I think we have 3 big chances to put the second one. We didn't do it, and then when we were going for the second one, the game became a little bit open. We started to be a bit late in certain moments in the high press. They break it and the pitch is stretched, and then we need to be a bit more compact. But I think we went through that period really well when we started to take the ball and do what we had to do with the ball to bring the momentum down, bring the composure and the ball to the areas that we wanted to attract them and to use the open spaces that they left and score the second goal.
With Ben White, do you think there's signs there that he's potentially back to his best days? Because against him with Yards in October, he seemed to be just getting back to things where tonight with the overlaps, especially with Madueke, it seemed like his overlaps with Saka a few seasons ago. Did you see that?
No, the first thing is a defender defend with that purpose and with that determination and efficiency, and he's done that today. And then if he can add the value that he can add with the ball through his passing, through his movement and through the deliveries that he can put with the quality that he has, so be it. And today I think he's done both very well.
And on Rice side, what do you make of that when he tips into the crossbar?
I saw him because they are so good at that as well, and yeah, it's a big moment in the game.
Okay, with the last couple, first James, ESPN.
Mikel, just on Marino again. I mean, his story is a little bit of an example for the players because you know, the signings you made in the summer, maybe from the outside, made it look like he was going to struggle to get in the team, and yet here he is in December, arguably the most important player.
Yes, I think that's a lesson, and I took that lesson because the whole summer I was thinking if we bring a 9, what was going to happen with Gavi, Jesus and Kai, and I had a lot of nightmares. Just think because I like them so much as well. Okay, what we're going to do, how we're going to handle, and so far we haven't had the problem because they've been injured, you know. So live the present, live the moment, and deal with the situation when it comes. That's it.
And finally, Jack.
Okay, you mentioned the schedule you've got at the moment. Do you feel that's what's contributed to Declan's injury tonight and a number of the ones you've had?
Probably it's not one thing, but we can help the players and everybody, the league and everybody, to do what we have to do. Give us another day, and especially the teams that are playing so much in Europe. To everybody in general, I think if we can do that, because we're all going to benefit to that. We never had such a schedule at every level, not only in the Premier League, but every competition internationally as well. So we need to try to do that, please.
I'm sure you've made that argument for a few years, a lot of managers. Do you ever feel like you're...
It's not an argument. I think it's common sense. I think it's not at some point this becomes too much, you know, and the players are not machines. But we have to try to do that when we can.
Okay, Rob.
Thank you.
Ready when you are. You start with Gary.
Thank you. It's no shame in coming to the Emirates and losing. Both sides have done that, but you didn't make it easy for them.
No, that was the plan, clearly. Plans always don't work out. Conceded an early-ish goal. Thought we could have done a little bit better on that. Defended 2v2 on the sides a little bit better, but equally their top players, they'll cause you problems with their movements, a little bit of a breakdown in communication maybe on our part, and after that I felt they didn't have too many clear-cut opportunities, restricted them to very little. I thought we grew into the game. Confidence grew, second half in particular, how much more we dominated the ball and caused them problems with the ball, not so much from our defensive structure. And we made it very, very difficult and uncomfortable for them right up until they got the second goal, I think.
Behind the game, Mikel Arteta gave a really loud and obvious rallying call about the 7:30 kickoff be here. Is that a tribute to you guys in a way?
I'm not sure. I preferred the 7:30 kickoff because I'll get to bed a bit earlier. But yeah, you'll have to ask him. I think he would have known we weren't going to give an easy game. We would have to earn it. You know, they're a top team. I said in the press conference before the game, I've got the utmost respect for this football club and the way he sets the team up. He respects all phases of the game, and he's a top coach, obviously. So I think he would have known it was a difficult game.
And you made 5 changes from the team that beat Burnley. Obviously there was an injury and a slight injury in there as well. But was it more than that? Was it tactical, or was it just thinking you've got another big game in North London coming up where potentially, given their own record, there's more of a chance of securing 3 points?
Bit of everything, really. A couple of knocks, a couple of bits of players maybe needed a little bit of a rest and not to start, more so to come on. Utilising the squad, which I have so much confidence in. Picking the team on a weekly basis is difficult at times because the players do push each other. I felt a lot of the players that came in tonight absolutely deserved to start the game. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Gabe.
Hi.
I want to ask you about Mikel Arteta. Once again, another big game from him. How have you seen him grow during the season, and it feels more and more comfortable in the role in the Premier League?
Yeah, I agree. He's grown and grown, hasn't he, week to week. He's been a big part of how we've played. He's such a big character and personality. You see the smile on his face and how much he loves playing the game. And I think the evolution of his game, the confidence that he's getting from competing at this level, week in, week out, he's obviously been a mainstay and a really important part of how we play. And I can only see him getting better and better.
Chap at the back and then you in front. Yeah.
Hi.
You've had success with the quarterback this season. You've changed to the 5-3. Is that just because of knocks, or is it something else that you're trying to do?
Again, probably a little bit of everything. Personnel that I wanted to play, opposition. I don't think it needs to change too much, really, in terms of how you can approach the game. I still wanted us to be pretty proactive, aggressive, front-footed. At times, the opposition doesn't allow you to do that because they're very good. But I still think you can be that. You know, we touched on it before the game around how we've done it before against Chelsea, Man City this season, and how effective it's been. I think the key is with your centre backs in particular that they have to feel comfortable pushing through and being aggressive through the middle. Because your wing backs get pinned a little bit with the way they play, with Martinelli one side and Madueke the other, so that doesn't allow you to let them jump and be aggressive. So yeah, it was a little bit of flexibility in it, I suppose.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm lucky today. I've got 2 questions. My first one is, a win today would have put Brentford into the top 10. How big of an opportunity did you see this game as?
Yeah, I see that. I seen it as a an opportunity to come here and show what we're about and what we're growing, what we're developing. I want us to come and approach the game in a fearless way. I feel like we did that. I feel like we gave a really good account of ourselves. I'm really proud of the performance. Obviously disappointed with the result. The second goal's on me. I wanted us to push hard for the equaliser. Left ourselves a little bit open, and I'm pretty comfortable with that, rather than sitting back and just taking a 1-0 lead that maybe looks a little bit better. So immense pride in the way the boys approach it.
My second question is, an exciting talent, Ronald Donovan, made the bench today. How close is he to Premier League minutes?
He's on the bench tonight, so he's taking the right steps. Reece Nelson wasn't available, obviously, and Ramel's done particularly well in the B team games. Whenever he's been involved in our training sessions, he's really impacted it. So he's heading in the right direction. Thank you.
You benefited from a settled team this season, so how impressed were you by the players who came in tonight?
Yeah, impressed but not surprised. I see it on a daily basis. They train really, really hard. They push each other. They push me to make the tough decisions around the team selections. I think that the likes of Vitali, Matthias Jensen has played the last couple, Ethan Pinnock, Rico. These players have been on the journey with the club, know the club inside out, know the system inside out, which is probably a big part of where I felt comfortable flipping with 1 or 2 training sessions to be able to come here and play a different system that we haven't played in probably a couple of months now. I thought they were excellent.
Yes.
Without Gabriel and Saliba in the Arsenal defence, was the aerial aspect an area that you tried to exploit tonight against Arsenal? And how did you adapt to that without obviously facing Saliba and Gabriel tonight?
Did it alter the way I set up the team? Probably not, to be honest. It was more about us and the personnel I wanted to play and the structure and the system and the way. I thought Thiago did that really well in the second half when he came on, gave us a real platform. He's more of a natural centre forward than Kevin and Dango, the more wide forwards. No, I wouldn't say it was specifically around those two missing.
Well, in terms of aerially, did it give you more opportunities possibly in terms of Mascara and Nkapia rather than facing Saliba and Gabriel in terms of the aerial battles?
You clearly think so, do you? Yeah. You probably know the answer then, don't you?
Okay. We done. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
You must be, okay, you lost the game, but you must be delighted with the character shown by Fulham.
Good evening. If you go in that direction about the character and the personality of the team, of course, what they showed was impressive. Normally, if you are losing with a heavy score, home or away, doesn't matter. Against a side like City, of course, many things can go in their mind. After the fifth goal of City, of course, probably you want to react, but you can be thinking, okay, the damage is there. Probably it's better to don't take any risk and don't go and face the game. But the reaction was unbelievably good from the boys, from our team, from the fans too, and probably looking for that reaction. We deserve probably that fifth goal to equalize the game, because we did create for that as well. Unfortunately, didn't. Many positives from the game, definitely. The main one, apart from the reaction that was, I repeat again, unbelievable from them. That connection with the fans in the end means really something. We didn't take points from this game, but that reaction, the connection in the end, the respect that they show for a team that lost and conceded 5 goals at home was impressive from the fans as well, and is going to give us many things in the future. Overall, looking to the game, of course, if you start a game so bad like we did against a side like City, you are going to be in trouble, and we were definitely. We knew before the match that we are going to find a way to create problems for them on the ball, and we did create, even in that toughest moments that we had after the 1-0, big chance with Emil inside the box to equalize the game. Looks, and I had a feeling that every time we did what we planned, and we found a way to the ball arriving on Emil Smith-Rowe on the half spaces, or on Sasha as well. Some moments after that moment we took good decisions. Other moments not so good, but I had the feeling. But of course, against any side in Premier League, more against sides with this quality, off the ball we have to be much stronger. And they started on the front foot, and we were not aggressive enough off the ball. And of course, I think we create I'm not saying easy, but a little bit not so difficult scenario for them to score the first, even the chance from Allen off the post. The second goal is a good example on it, the way we squeeze with the central defender, the way our back line didn't cover around. I think is clear in our principles. We have to do it much better and quicker. We didn't, and of course they punished ourselves. The goal of Emil gave us a bit of hope, almost in the end of the first half. And imagine a team that wants to react, double change at half time. Imagine if you go and you consider two early goals again, but the reaction was unbelievable good from them, and we have to praise that. We are going to take positives. We are going to analyze for sure with the players. The feeling is not the best because we lost the game, but we have to look for the positives too, and to give the players and praise them for the reaction, the way they did it. They did it really a team. They kept together themselves, and of course they pushed City back, and probably they deserve more. They deserve the fifth goal to equalise the game.
James. Somebody Chukwueze came on, had a really big impact. How excited are you by his potential and the difference he can make to this team going forward?
He's already making. Last Saturday he did it, of course, under the plan and physical point of view. He decided to to manage him because he played the first almost 90 minutes last game against Tottenham. Of course, under the plan, we wanted to play with Cesc higher on the pitch and to overload a little bit with Alex there, that area in the middle. Alex to play with Sander, almost to play without a winger there. The impact was massive from him again. But I have to talk about other players. The performance from Emil was a very good one. He's clear showing that he's getting better and better. And okay, the double change at half time. We needed more energy from Timothy Castagne right on side as well. And I have to praise Josh and John the way they come. But of course, answer direct to you. Shukri is just showing his quality. He has quality on the right, on the left. He has the ability to take the right decisions as well. He's getting better and better. Unfortunately, we are going to lose him again in 15 days' time, like we lost the last 3 months 3 times. But it's what it is, and until there, we have to take the best from him, and let's hope we can do it from Sunday again.
Okay, do you have a question? Okay. I think we just got a couple here.
I was going to say, the feeling at the end was that if a match had gone on for 5 more minutes, could have almost have won it. Did you have that feeling as well? Pep was saying that you almost couldn't look at it. You was looking at the clock instead of the game at the end.
I think we are pushing very, very, very hard for that. We are pushing them back. And it's a football match, and you feel that the team is going for the way we are going and pushing them and creating from the right, from the left, and putting a lot of bodies there and all that stuff. Of course, can happen the opposite, even if they have an amazing quality, can happen the opposite as well, because if they want to have any control of the game, probably in that moment, every time we took the ball for ourselves, is not going to be possible, because we are going to attack in many different ways. And the game was even, of course, Pep tried with different profile of players, 3 central defenders. They finished with 3 central defenders, with John Stones as a 6 as well. You felt the players, and it's part of the rules, they try to delay every time the ball went out, or the ball for a goal kick or throw in or any foul. They took the time that the referee gave them to take. Probably if it was ourselves, we are going to get some yellow cards, but it's part of the game as well. But they are in the rules, and they can do, like, probably if you are winning, you are going to delay as well. It's not just about them. Probably any team is going to do to try to calm down the game a little bit. But yes, we push them, and they try to delay it, to control ourselves as more as you can. Of course, I think we had enough time, because I think we scored the 4th goal, I think 78, 79. We had around almost 20 minutes to do it. The reality is that we did create one big chance with Joss, 2 or 3 very dangerous moments there, but we didn't score, and we lost the game.
Martin, did you have a question? No? Martin, I thought you had a question, no? Yeah? We're good, okay. Thanks, everybody. Oh, so one last question. You did have your hand up. Thank you. One final question.
Sanderberg was unlucky with the own goal, but what do you think of his overall performance?
No, he's getting better. The reality that probably in better shape right now than in the beginning of the season. Very good game last game from him. Even the game against Sunderland at home probably was his best performance so far. The way he's improving, the way he's getting better and better, and the performance, of course, first half was difficult for everybody. The reaction from the team, the way we push forward, of course, we need a player like him there to balance well our team, and he had a good performance.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy, guys? Huh? Yeah, nice, huh?
Did you?
Me?
Did you enjoy it?
My God, I lose my hair. My God. I thought the players, they were happy to work with me, but today I prove it's not. It's the Premier League. So in other league you can control that it's a Premier League to start. So I know you're going to ask what happened. I don't have an answer. It's Premier League, right? It's the emotion is there. Football is the emotion. Say why you do this, why you do that. So all the goals was bad defending the edge. We go so deep to defend this kind of crosses. You have to occupy the spaces a bit better. But I'm sorry to tell you, we're making incredible good things today. Incredible, because I know how difficult is that team. We prove it and score the goals that we score, and the quality we have done, and the way we defend, and the other ones. But after that, early have to make the 6-3, make a 2 posts, goal and 2 posts, and have a 6-3, and immediately later a 5-4. And when that's happened, it's just a question of survive. Don't tell me how. The players don't know neither. and a little bit of luck, and yeah, at the end we take it.
100 Premier League goals for Erling Haaland in 111 games. Can you sum up what an achievement that is, and will he go down as the greatest Premier League striker, do you think?
If I think he's one of the better strikers in the Premier League.
Do you think he will go down as the greatest?
I don't know. You are British, right? And you have been the best strikers here, you know, in this country. So Erling is one of them, but for sure, it's not the best. So. Listen, the people up front, the striker is a question of numbers, and his numbers are no discussion, anything. So happy for him, happy for the team deliver him this day, you know, and yeah, continue. So improve that. Is you know, Tijani is the first season, Nico Riley is the first season playing that position, Mateo is the first season playing that position, Nico Gonzalez is the first year that play a lot, Kovacic and Rodri, the Ballon d'Or, our more alongside, I would say, Erling Haaland is the most important player that we have. 1 year and a half we don't have it. We don't have replacement for Nico in that position. So Ryan Cherky is new. Today Ryan Cherky, in the last minute Ryan Cherky and Bernardo and Nico O'Reilly was the key to keep less chance to concede the goal, because otherwise keeping the ball and both there they make a step up in the last minute, especially Ryan Cherky, that was exceptional. So yeah, what can I say? So improve, and the good things, we have many good things, and the bad things will improve.
How much better can Haaland get, do you think? How high is his bar?
I don't know. When I arrive, you tell me in 111 games we scored 100 goals, I would tell you, are you sure? So in this league, and he did it. So the Milestone, the numbers are insane. So not just could have scored 3 goals today, have 2-1 against 1. The first one was the incredible finishing in the post, and the last one incredible cross from Savio, and he, you know, post, and after it happened. So, but I think for the team, like we changed 7, 8, 9 players in one transfer window, 2 transfer window, it's a question of growing, and that will be a good lesson for the future. I told you last week, this season from the beginning is back, not now for score 2 goals. Yeah, of course, Phil is extraordinary, but not just with the goals, you know, right to the box, you know, even in far positions, the pace that they have, and especially the passes, and Jeremy again have been extraordinary again. So yeah, really good.
Does it kind of show the problem you got with Nico Gonzalez, that he needs to play, and when he comes off, there's no one who can?
Yeah, you have that problem. You have a 3 holding midfielders, the 2 inches for a long time. Rodri will be back soon, but Kova will be late, and we have anyone, and today we prove it. I have to think about it. Maybe Nico Riley can play there, and Ryan Nuri or Nathan can play in left back, and because we don't have Tijani approved it, but it's more a player, more an attacking position. The goal, his position is a goal he scored, you know, in the pockets there, and movement is unstoppable. It's really good, and yeah, you had to do it. You had to find something.
And just when Fulham were really on top of you in that second half, what made you think of Ryan Cherky to come on?
Listen, in that, only I believe in this kind of situation where it's uncontrollable, is the only solution I have is bring players in the box, in the pitch, that they want the ball and they keep it. And even surrounded for 1 or 2 opponents had the quality to have it. I remember when they carry me Barcelona have Thiago Alcantara, that play Bayern Munich, they have that quality. Give me the ball, no scary, and I keep it. And that helps us to feel a long possession at the moment for the environment. Because we were thinking, 5-2, the game was over, 5-1, now 5-3. Oh, what happened? In 2 corners, deflections, and we defend bad positions. And yeah, so yeah, we'll improve. We'll improve because I think the first goal, the second one, the third, I don't know, the fourth, the third or fourth, all 4 goals were in the edge and nobody was there. And it's because we want to defend more, we are anxious to go so deep to penalty spot. Penalties for Ruben, for Josko, for Nico Gonzalez. The other one had to be occupied at the spaces because the players are there. So yeah, we'll talk, we'll see it, and hopefully next future we can defend better that positions.
Pep, maybe in past seasons when it was 5-2, 5-3, your team would have completing 30, 40 passes and taking the air out of the game that way. Do you think the team as constructed now can still do that?
Yeah, can do it. If the people want it, then I can do it. But the problem today, not the problem. Today it happened as well, but even it happened, the people forget it. But in the years for 100 points or 4 Premiers are always not that game like today, but I have a moment that it was 3-1 or 3-0 or 3-2 in nothing. It's Premier League, so that's why it's so exciting, so unpredictable. You know, you never can figure out. But happened Fulham, happened a team's better in the table and lower. So the moment you have, I had the feeling is a question, a process for many new players to understand a little bit how we have to play that moment. For example, against Leeds we scored a 3-2, 10 minutes extra time. At the end was 11. Today was 9, and they crossed 4 corners, 3 throw-ins, and they had chances. So we didn't control the game after 3-2, and we had to do it better.
Oscar Bob was dropped for the second game in a row.
Yeah.
Explain why.
My decision.
When can I expect to see him back?
Do you know, if you tell me which one I have to leave him out, and I will tell you. That's why. You know, tell me, I told you. I had to leave one, and it was Oscar.
Jack? Sorry, Jack, please, thank you.
You mentioned before that you sort of made 7 or 8 new signings in the last 2 transfer windows. It's going through a bit of a transition at the moment. Do you think we're going to see more games and more nights like this while...
No, I hope so. No.
You know what I mean?
Maybe, but this kind of thing is learned for the other one, for the future. Do you know? Do it. Because when now you are talking about that and understand the chances, but when Ryan came in, it was the 2 moments with the moments in behind. There was 1 against the keeper. We have the chances for the pass from Josko, and I think for Erling from nothing. We had the chances. So and at the end, you have to handle it better. But I promise you, I don't believe much in that kind of situation about the experienced players. You know, with experienced players, that doesn't happen. Forget about it. It's happened. When it's happened, it's happened. Have to control it a little bit more, a little bit better, yeah, but it's happened. But that is, you know, sometimes it's football.
Martin, you've had a night that could have gone either way, but you've ended up 2 points behind Arsenal after they've got a game in hand at 14 matches. Do you sense this is where the title race will really start to take shape? Or
They have to play tomorrow. Arsenal is so strong, so solid. So I know what I had to do. I know withdraw points will be so difficult. We have to put in our mindset that if we win one game, will be difficult. But in the same time, the Premier League is so long. And I promise you that I am the oldest manager in the right time here in all the Premier League, and I have experience enough to make a long runs to try to fight to win the Premier League. So this is so long. Admitting that the opponents, even Chelsea, impressed me every day more and more with Enzo. And but it's long. It's long. Premier League is so long. Many things that happen. So we won 6 Premier Leagues, 4 or 5. We won it in December, January, or February. We were behind 4 or 5 points, and after we won it. So it's consistent to be there, to improve. The team who wins the Premier League is the team who grows during the month. And this is what we try to do. No injuries as less as possible and go in there. It's so long. But at the same time, if we push, we'll be better, but we have to push ourselves. We have to, control better the situations, the motions, and this kind of stuff. So, and we see what happened, now look Sunderland now. I saw the game against Fulham, and oh my God, now I understand. When I saw the game, I understand why Sunderland is in the position that they are. So, no doubt. So, they are so incredible what they do. They are top. But, being in the problems that we had and many good things, yeah, we are in better position than last season. We are a little bit closer than the opponent, and just continue.
Last one at the back, please.
You're a manager, but you're also a football fan. Was there any part of you that could enjoy that game, and if so, how much?
Impossible. With 5-1, yeah, 5-4. I just watching more the watch than the game. Of course, have been nice. So now have been tough, to be honest. Have been tougher at the end. We could not reach the result, but with the time, I will remember that day I was there, living there. So the game, come on. At the end, Marco is why it's good because when they are able, they play and they go. And when both teams they want to try and top quality players and go forward, the football is incredible, spectacular. Indeed, you put this environment and this magnificent stadium, traditional stadium, and the vibe only happened here. It happened in many stadiums in this country. But of course, so when everybody know, you are not City fan, none of you. I know that. With 5-1, do you expect the game we saw it? No, right? 5-1, everyone is over. Start to write articles. No, tomorrow, Manchester City is back. Finally, this kind of stuff. You know that? And after, to the trash. You're gonna start again. Ale.
Congratulations. Obviously, quite a hard-fought victory in the end, but you're quite pleased with what you did out there.
Yeah, pretty pleased. I was just saying just then, there were a lot of new connections out there on the pitch, new relationships, and I think in that sense you've got to be patient. You've got to be able to feel out the game, and I think we did that for the vast majority of the first 45 minutes. Ultimately, I think there could have been a greater cutting edge, I think, in that final third when we did create the chances. But again, like I said, a lot of new connections, a clean sheet, so I'm fairly happy, to be honest.
Yeah, it's obviously hopefully the type of game that will be beneficial in the long run because you've got a lot of, like you said, new connections out there against quite a tough opponent in Ghana who definitely didn't make it easy for you, right?
Definitely. I think this was the first time we've played Ghana actually in our history. So when you look at that, a strong team, physical, but also pretty tidy, it was a good game today. Hard fought.
There were some dissenting voices after the China match, not against the England performance, but about the kind of like the big drop off in the ease with which you absolutely destroyed them. Today you played a 67th ranked team in the world and they were fantastic. So it does show the depth, doesn't it, now globally of women's football?
Yeah, I think ultimately when you look at the bigger picture of women's football in general, you want to see competition. You want to see, I think, even at a World Cup, like the level being pushed. And you want it to be an exciting game for the fans. Like we've come here to Southampton. We don't play South too often, and we've put on a good game for them. So hopefully they enjoyed it. But I think we also did too. Being able to play against a varied opponent that was a tough one.
Obviously, there's been a lot of changes in the squad, but you managed to nullify the Ghana attack. 3 shots and 1 on target. What have you been working on to have such a clinical approach to the game?
So you're obviously aware that Serena and our assistant coaches are Dutch. I think it was like Johan Cruyff that said like attack is the best form of defence. I wouldn't say that's necessarily something that we've been thinking about, but when you look at the way we attack with intensity, and if you've got the ball then the opposition can't score, can they? So I think it's a credit to our forwards, but likewise credit to what we've been working on in terms of keeping them in, really suffocating the opposition, and being happy to play 1v1, knowing that we can win those duels as well.
And there was a slight switch in your build-up play from going from 2 to 3 at the back in the second half. What was the reason for that?
I think we always have to be fluid. We've got multiple different players who are comfortable in different areas. Obviously, Lucy, she's someone that is really comfortable up high on the pitch, and we want to be able to utilise her, creating overloads on that right side. And likewise, I'm comfortable in the middle, being able to play those longer passes. So I think it's just about being fluid, being unpredictable, and ultimately, playing a game that is varied and ask questions of the opposition, really, as much as they ask questions of us.
And there were some really lovely scenes at the end of the game with lots of players swapping shirts.
Yeah, that was cool.
How brilliant was it to see that sort of end to a friendly, and how important is that to players and fans?
Talk about end, I think it was even happening during the game. I think Lucy got asked if she could follow someone on Instagram and whether she could, the opposition could have her boots. So I think when you play international friendlies, there's sort of an edge that allows for opportunity, allows for new players to come in. Anouk Denton obviously getting her first cap for England is wonderful. But yeah, likewise, then you've highlighted that sort of unity that we have in women's football, and I think it's quite unique for the game in general. Yeah, we can be opposition on the pitch, but I think there's also that that feeling of wanting to share the joy that we have on the pitch. You know, like it's fun playing football. Why should we not want to share that and enjoy it?
So how self-affirming and joyous was those moments in those closing minutes, end of the year, and then you kind of have this real community feeling on the pitch at the end?
Yeah, I mean, even in the stands, you could see the Ghanaian fans were just absolutely loving it and singing the whole time, even through the rain as it came down. I wouldn't say self-affirming. I would just say it's it's why we play football. You know, like ultimately, you want to win. When you do win, it's all the extra bits that come on top, like the cherries on top in that sense. So yeah, it was an enjoyable night tonight.
What a moment for you. You must have been see how much it meant for you, obviously the celebration, and to do it here as well, of all places.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, to be honest, I was just overwhelmed. Like, couldn't imagine scoring my first goal, and to do it here, like, it's just unbelievable. Like, so many of my friends and family were here, and just it feels at home. So to be able to do that here was really special. Yeah,
obviously you played from growing up. Was this sort of your team? Did you come here a lot when you were younger?
Yeah, like my first games, like coming as a fan, were here. My local team, and to be here for like the best part of 10 years, and then to be back so soon. To be honest, didn't expect to be back so soon, but yeah, it's really special for me.
Obviously, for the goal to be quite an important one as well. You know, obviously you didn't get the second till very late on. So the fact that meant more in the context of the game as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like Ghana were a good team tonight, and I think we dominated the game first half. But second half, we probably allowed them to get into it a bit and show what they can do too. But yeah, it was good that Les scored at the end to kind of finish it off.
Yeah, there's so much competition for places obviously in the squad, but you must be really pleased with how you did tonight.
Yeah,
take
definitely.
Your opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Like, just try and take these opportunities when they come, and just keep working hard to try and get more of them.
For us mere mortals who will never score goals for England, can you just describe that feeling?
Yeah, I can't even sum it up. It was just unbelievable. Like, to be honest, I can't even really remember the goal because of just the emotion that kind of overwhelmed me. But yeah, it was really an unbelievable feeling, something that I won't forget.
Have you checked the phone yet for messages?
Not yet. I'll leave that for a bit later.
So did it add that cherry on top of the cake, the fact it was here?
Definitely. It meant so much more for it to be here.
Is it fair to say you'll watch the goal back?
Probably. To be honest, there's nothing really to watch. It's just a tap-in. But yeah, I probably will.
How important is it for young players like yourself to step into first team football and have sort of seamless games like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of building blocks that kind of take me to here. Like, I was playing at Southampton for kind of 5 years in the senior team, so that's definitely helped me massively. And it's really easy to kind of transition and come into this environment with the players around you. Like, it's just really easy.
And who have been those big leaders in the squad that have made it easy in terms of that transition?
Yeah, I think obviously in midfield, like, you've got Kira, Tooney, George Stanway, like, you've got them who obviously have so much experience in the big moments and people that I can learn off. Lucy Bron's also been a massive one, like, really takes pride in kind of helping us young players through and into the group.
We've seen Federico Chiesa has been a very good substitute for you in attack a few times this season. I guess you're very grateful that he proved very good in defence at one moment at the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the final minutes of the game, we were close, in my opinion, to making the 2-1 because we had a few set pieces. Were constantly around their box. They couldn't actually come out of that situation anymore. But then from one of the set pieces, when we brought in the second phase, we brought the ball in and the goalkeeper catched the ball. I looked up and I saw a player of them completely free at the halfway line. The good thing was from Fede that he could have thought, it's nothing for me to do anymore, I'm so far away from the situation, but he kept sprinting. And Ali moved him to the outside, and as a result of that, Fede could clear the ball off the line, which was, I think, the minimum we deserved tonight, and the minimum his effort deserved as well. And I mean with that the draw was the minimum we deserved tonight.
In terms of the performance overall, were you pleased with it, or were you frustrated with elements of it?
bit of both. So I knew before the game when you play Sunderland, I think from the 14th game they played now, they've only conceded 4 times more than 1 goal. And in these 4 games, they've only conceded 2. So it's a hard team to score against. It's a hard team to create your chances against because they either go really aggressive in a high press or they have 11 players, 10 outfield players and a goalkeeper who defend their box with their lives. And that's why it's so difficult to create. So in that aspect, I was hoping for more, although I knew how difficult it is to create against them. I think, again, we've hardly conceded. The first big chance of them was, I don't count the shot that hit the bar because that was not a chance. But the first serious chance was from a set piece that hit the post. And then their goal is, in my opinion, not even a chance. If that is a chance, we've probably had 20 chances tonight. But unfortunately, a deflection led to going 1-0 down. And then recently, in our recent games, we found it really hard to get the equalizer, although we had our chances every time. But today, we had a little bit of luck with scoring the 1-1, because that was also deflection. For me, different, because that's a shot from 8, 9, 10 yards. So that's at least a serious chance, where a shot from 20 yards isn't. A serious chance, opportunity, but not a serious chance. So a bit of both. Lewis?
Sunderland seemed to grow in confidence as the second half went on. Do you think that it's third match without a win here at Anfield? Do you think that Anfield is losing its sort of fear factor?
No, not Anfield, for sure. But it's clear that teams that play us now think they can get a result. Not only think, because that's been shown this season. And even in the games we've won, I think there also we fueled the confidence for other teams, like, there's something possible, but because the wins we had in the beginning of the season weren't easy ones as well. I don't completely agree with you that they grew into the game, because I think throughout the whole second half there was only one team that had the ball and only one team that was playing on one half. But yeah, if they got a free kick off the referee or they had a goal kick, they could bring it to our half with a long ball, and we had to defend 3 or 4 times a set piece and throw in and a corner kick. And of course, that is a danger with them, because they've shown this season that they are a threat in set pieces. The good thing for us is we didn't concede from a set piece. Maybe as a result of that we got at least a point.
As well as you prepared for them and had seen their success, did they do anything that surprised you?
No, they didn't do anything that surprised me. No. Like I said, we know that they can press really high and defend with 11 players around their box, and that is what many teams do in the Premier League. And that's the minimum you need to do, defend with 11 players, because this league has become so strong that it's very hard not to defend with 11 players.
Hi. The goals from scores was maybe similar to the one Caicedo scores at Chelsea. When you're defending that, do you want the players to go to the ball, or would you rather drop off where the XG is lowering, the keeper might be able to make a save?
I think in the first instance, when they have the ball free on 30-35 yards away from your goal, it's smarter to take away the space, because if you step out as a centre back or in a different position, the other team tries to exploit that space. So first take away the space, but at a certain moment you move forward to the ball, which I think is what Virgil tried, and unlucky enough of a deflection, and I've seen so many deflected shots on the other end. Where one of them led to a goal as well, but yeah, we were again unlucky that from the few chances we've conceded a goal.
The last one.
I just said I think you're going to change it outside, obviously, but it's not a bad player to bring on.
No.
Was it tactical, or was Cody carrying anything?
In my opinion, Cody struggled to dominate the 1v1s, and if you want to have any chance against, like I said, they were pressing high, but also in multiple situations they were in a low block, then the way to score is quite simple. You need a moment of magic from a player. or you need a set piece to score. And I thought, and I felt in the first half that Cody struggled to find that moment because it was hard for him to dominate the 1v1 that alone or get crosses in. So I thought in the first half we played with Soboslai off the right to be defensively strong enough not to concede as much as we did in the last few weeks. So I changed it to Mo on the right side and then play with a midfielder, Florian Wirtz, off the left. Like I said, we hardly conceded, but it was throughout the whole game difficult to create that moment of magic. And from the set pieces we had, unfortunately, we were once close. I think it was Maka in the first half who hit the post from a set piece, if I'm correct. But yeah, we had enough, especially in the end of the second half, but didn't score.
Thank you, everyone.
Those of you that are doing pre-Manchester City content, we'll do post-Liverpool first. So Phil start post-Liverpool, and then we'll circle back afterwards, okay?
James, what's your main emotion after that? It's obviously a great result, and yet it feels like it could have been more as well.
Yeah, I think positive at the minute, to be fair. We had this opportunity to score the second goal, but I think it's a good result for both teams. We started well. The first half was interesting with and without the ball. Probably we didn't believe enough that it was possible to score, and we did it during the beginning of the second half.
What was it? The half time was just getting across the place to be more aggressive, to be a little bit bolder.
Yeah. I think we were even a bit surprised to have time and space to build up the play, and probably they didn't expect to be at that level. And so we spoke about this final third and the way it was possible to disturb their back line. We expected Salah as well to come on the pitch and to change a bit the dynamic, so we were prepared.
How do you reflect on Wilson's chance later on? He will be disappointed, but you have to give credit to Kier as well for getting that.
Yeah, so it was well played at the beginning. I think connected with Robin. It was a long run and probably a bit too long. He overthought about the way of managing this 1v1 with 2 or 3 defenders chasing behind him. So I think it wasn't bad choice, but Alisson did well as well.
What was the emotions like in the dressing room? Are they a little bit disappointed?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. A bit because it was possible. We had this opportunity to score the second goal, but they were proud of the way they played, because we had different phases in that game. Dominant with the ball, good in our 4-4-2. Then we worked hard in our back 5-4-1 in the low block. So different scenarios, different phases, different emotions. At the end, we were consistent.
What was you thinking with the selection tonight, which is you've kind of named a surprise team, I guess, a couple of times, and you did it again tonight with Trey further forward. What was your thinking there?
Or different, we had different ideas. The first one was to keep 3 midfielders to start the game with Enzo, Granit and Noah, to protect our right side because we expected this side to be strong, and with Trey off the right it was possible to hold the width and to protect a bit more this side in 4-4-2, then in the 5-4-1 like a natural drop. So Trey is really versatile, well connected with Nordi as well. So it was like a mix between our 4-4-2 and our 5-4-1.
Champions League's had a couple of big moments for you, Chelsea and obviously tonight. It's easy to forget that he's just 20 and in his first season, isn't it, in the Premier League?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the case for him and for many other players. They are discovering a new league, so it's our debut in this league. And we need experiences, and I think we are learning fast. Yeah.
How much has he come on from when you first got him in the summer? How much has he improved?
It's tough to say because I think it's a question of time, question of experiences, and he played off the right, off the left, started, and came off the bench sometimes as well. So it's a long journey, and today it was good.
And so just one more, can I just ask about Luke coming on at the end there? I mean, I know he's on only a minute or two at the end, but a great moment for him and on his way.
Yeah, and well deserved. And yeah, it was important to protect this side at the end. So rather than using an offensive player, we decided to go with a defensive profile. And I think Luke is impressive. He could play as a right winger, centre back, or left winger, and he's always committed.
I know he hasn't played this season before today, but how important is he?
He's really important. He's the club captain, first of all, and always really well connected with the players and the team. His standards are really high. Every day he wants to learn. He wants to show that he's part of the project. And even when you are a sub, you have to wait, and sometimes you can get frustrated. But so far, he was always positive, and I think he deserved this opportunity today.
You have this stretch of 4 really challenging games with Derby in the middle of it. Do you have an idea, a number in your head of how many points would be success, so that, okay, if we could make it through and get this many, where we need to be?
No, it's for me it's not possible to think like that. So it's more about the way we are playing. If we can stay consistent, if we can learn as well through these different experiences, we'll give the best version of Sunderland. After that, you have an opponent, and they can be in a fantastic day. Even if you are strong, you can lose, and you have to accept the situation. Or the game will be more balanced and you have the opportunity to win. So it's difficult to say. What we can control is our level of our way of playing, and after that we'll see.
Right, and Man City. Another easy game on Saturday. Man City away.
Yeah, another tough challenge, but an exciting one once again. And this league is like that. You don't have time to recover, switch on, and let's go again. So looking forward to playing this game.
You've won at Chelsea and you've drawn here. Obviously the players will be very respectful of how good Manchester City are, but they must take a lot of confidence from how you've done away from home.
Yeah, we are building our confidence and through different experiences. Our knowledge, our collective knowledge as well. So it's positive. But now Manchester City is probably one of the best teams in this league with the ball. So we know the pitch is big, and we know that we'll face one of the toughest challenge this season. So let's recover properly, quickly, and give the best.
I think a lot of fans are hoping you might give Granite and Noah the day off ahead of the derby next week because they're on 4 yellow cards.
Yeah, today it shows that we can win points everywhere. So maybe it means that we'll have this opportunity against City. So we'll try to play with our best team, knowing that this problem can appear. At the minute, I think our players manage this situation properly.
You said there that maybe in the first half, the players didn't believe that they could score. Do you think the way they played in the second half will give them belief going into Manchester City that they can cause problems?
Don't know yet. We'll have time to recover 1 or 2 days. After that, we'll build the new game plan and the new belief. It will be different, but I think it's still important to stay alert, and we won't have the choice. We know how strong Manchester can be. So another challenge, and we'll see.
How do you stop Haaland?
Collectively, probably, because individually it's impossible. Yeah, I did really well against Fulham once again. When he has time and connection, especially in the middle, I think they are really dangerous in that part of the pitch. So we'll prepare a game plan to avoid to be too exposed in that situation.
Did you watch the Manchester City game last night?
Yeah.
Did you see anything in the last half an hour that you can? I don't expect you to tell us, obviously, but that you can maybe explore.
Yeah, I think as expected, Fulham have the impact offensively. They can score, and when we played away against Fulham, we analyzed this team, and it was obvious that they have many offensive threats. It shows that Manchester City can concede goals, and they have their own weaknesses. So it's always like that. Try to manage their strength and try to open the opportunities to score, so it will be balanced.
Great. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Okay, who wants to get us underway? Nizar?
I was wondering where do you think that performance came from? Because it sort of felt like you were in amazing form, and then today I didn't see the team that I saw in the last 2 games.
Yeah, no, I think they were better than us in all the aspects. They deserve to win the game. There is nothing that we can take from this game. The only thing we can do is try to understand the mistake we have done, try to reset, because again, in 48 hours we have one more game.
What do you think happened though between the Arsenal game and today?
No, but it's not because we perform so well against Arsenal or so well against Barcelona or so well the last month that we are going to perform always in the same way. For different reasons, it's not possible because situation that you have to manage, players that you have to rotate. So for sure, for different reasons, the level is not going to be always the same. When you come here, but at home away against any team, if you don't perform 100%, Premier League is tough against any team.
Simon?
Enzo, I appreciate what you're saying, but does it sometimes confuse you where this kind of performance comes from after watching the last 2 games? And does it sort of emphasise how this team can't really be trusted yet to be title contenders when they keep throwing in this odd performance every now and then?
No, for sure, when you play, again, the last 2 games against Barcelona and Arsenal, you expect better performance, no doubt. But for many reasons, it's not going to be possible for every game, again, because we change players, because we have players that we said many times that for them it's not possible to play every 2-3 days. And when you change players, also the level drop is the reality, because they are important players for us, but they can be important players for any team. Moy, Reece, West, these kind of players. But we cannot use them every game. It's impossible, because otherwise they can get injury again and be out for month and month and month.
Is there a concern then that the players that are coming in for them have got to do more in that regard?
I think tonight the game there is no one that was at his level or best level. I think all the teams, all the one probably Pedro second half, Garna second half, they were our best players because after we scored the goal we had two chances with Cole and with Joao, but then the third goal I think killed the game.
Dom?
Say again, sorry. Hopefully, I hope that we had a bad night, because it's a game that you struggle to find something that you can take from the game. I think again they were on the ball, off the ball, duels, second ball. They were much better than us in all the aspects.
Not to suggest that this is the only reason why you lost, but do you feel that you maybe lacked or missed Moises Caicedo today, because he provides that link to the centre backs and offers an option? Of course, he's such a good tackler and interceptor. Do you feel you missed him today?
But I think again we miss Moy tonight. We're gonna miss Moy in the next game. It's an important player. In the same way, even if the results they were different, but in the same way we miss Cole. In the same way we miss players that for us are important. Moy is a player that for us is an important player for any team in the world, because he's top.
Mike?
With the half-time substitution, were you protecting Esteval? Do you think he might get a red card playing 45 minutes on the yellow?
Yeah, I think the feeling with Esteval was a little bit welcome to Premier League, welcome to Leeds. The impact for him has been probably big impact for him. And the reason why we changed him is because he was already yellow card, and sometimes with 18 you struggle also to manage emotion. So it was better to change him and to avoid any red card.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Daniel, how do you explain that performance and how you got that much out of the players tonight?
It felt was also a bit long time coming, and the players deserve to have a night like this because, like I mentioned, can't really remember one poor home performance of us, not in the last 50 months. Spoke about this. We've lost 2 games at home in the last 50 months against Tottenham and Aston Villa, and were in both games not the worst side. And also many performances during this season where we deserved more points, but then also like to bring both together tonight. Of course, an excellent performance, and also to be effective in the moments and to score the goals in the moments when we need to score it, and to win this game against definitely one of the best sides in the world. They are fighting for the title in the Premier League. They have won the Club World Cup in the summer against the best sides in the world. They have unbelievable quality in their squad, and to win this game. And of course, they had in spells more possession, but also I would say it was still a deserved win because we didn't give one chance away in the first half. In the second half, it's still Chelsea. They scored out of their first situation, but even afterwards, we didn't give any more chances away. It was the other way around. We scored 3 goals and could have been there perhaps even with a few more. So overall, I think didn't have the chance to have a look at the statistic, but it feels like in terms of chances, shots on target, expected goals, set pieces, I think we were the better side in the statistics, and for that I think we fully deserve to win this game. And yes, great for the lads, and it's one of those nights where we wanted to be back in the big time to play against the best side in the world and to have Elland Road rocking as at its best in the unbelievable atmosphere, and great night for everyone who is involved with Leeds United. Better.
Did you know you had to play that shape tonight, given how you played on Saturday and what the fans were hoping and expecting tonight? Did you feel you had to follow that shape?
Well, didn't want to give too much away before the game, but the feeling was we had a really, really good second half at Man City in this shape, and would have felt also for the players a bit difficult if I would have changed this again after such a good halftime. I also got this in my head anyway because the Bastien Bonneau was back, another centre back available. First time, by the way, on the pitch today. Good welcome to Leeds to him. I had this in my head because it also fits and suits to the style that Chelsea plays anyhow. So it's important. They are so good and so dominant in possession. Sometimes you have either you go really brave in the high pressing, and for that a 5-3-2 is a really good formation, or you sit really deep. So I didn't want to be caught in midfield pressing or something like this today. And for that the feeling was okay. We need either to go really brave into high pressing, or we sit then really compact in a good shape where we are also ready to suffer and allow them perhaps possession a bit around the cake, but not really in areas when they can hurt us. And it was in my plans anyway. And in addition to that, we have also a situation really more or less just back after a bit longer term injury. DJ also out, both strikers in the last games up to score anyhow. So for me it was clear, although I didn't want to give too much away before the game, because I think Enzo was also questioning a little bit what we would do. It was clear that after the Man City game we would start also in this shape. Yes. Also. Yes, of course it can be, because I always mention, so my football is never married with base formations. I'm addicted to principles, and as I like when I dominate a league, like we did for example last season, or whatever Liverpool did this last season, I like to stick to a formation and not to change too much, to give the players, once you rotate a bit, also a bit more clarity in the processes. But once you have a team that is perhaps not the best team in terms of individual quality, you have to adapt a little bit, and sometimes it's also important when you play the top sides to mirror the opponent, to take their strength away. And for me, it was always clear that we have to be flexible during the season, way more flexible than we had to be last season, for example. And for that, of course, it can be a fitting formation. It always depends on also how the opponent plays, where you would allow them possession, which players are in form and ready to go. If you want to surprise the opponent a little bit, right now it depends also a bit on what the outcome is after this game. We have a few players with knocks and some doubts, and also have to monitor them if some of the players who are starting this game, if they're ready to start again. Right now with this quick turnaround, the third game is in 7 days, so many things will what we have to take in mind also for the Liverpool game, and then more or less we go from there and decide from game to game. I think it's important for us to be flexible and also a bit unpredictable.
Stuart?
And you said to Barry now about the two approaches you could have taken. Do you think pressing the way that you do, particularly here, gets the most out of the crowd to help energize?
Yes, this is my football. This is why we had last season the most possession in the league, why we were more or less just playing football just in the half of the opponent. So I'm more or less addicted to have the ball, and I go mental and crazy when I don't have the ball, and I want my players to do the same, to win the ball back. But the reality is also, like, if we as a promoted side play in this league, there are also teams with unbelievable individual quality, and sometimes they bypass our pressing and push us back. And then we also need a good organization, and also need to be patient, not to open the gaps when they can create chances. So in general, it's always our football, but it won't be the solution that we just overrun the teams somehow, although we can do this in terms of fitness level, but we always need a good mix, and this mix was today important. So to press high whenever it was possible, and then to be well organized and structured when it was necessary. And I think this mix will also be crucial in going forward. I hope we have also games when we can be even more dominant and dominate more possession and play more in the opponent's half, because this is what I like even more. But we have to be ready on this level. We need to be ready also to suffer and also to defend, yes.
Daniel, does that win sort of help you and maybe the players with some of the external noise, maybe from supporters who are maybe angry with previous results, and maybe some of the reports as well?
I don't know, so because I didn't have the feeling at all that we were not one unity today. So I think Elland Road was back at his best from his first to the last second. I didn't see any negative comments. I didn't see any doubts apart from the guy behind my bench. Anyhow, he was not happy when in the first half we had to defend a little bit. After the 2-0, he was dancing and wanted to cheer with me. I said, listen, I would love to just to attack, but sometimes, Chelsea, mate, we have to defend as well. We are such a passionate club, and it's quite normal. There's always the outside noise, but I didn't have the feeling at all that we are not one unity. So we are a club on a mission, and this club wants to establish itself on this top level, and we just can do this with our supporters when we make out of Elland Road a fortress. And that after perhaps a bit poorer performance in the away game, or after disappointing result, then it's also like the emotions are sometimes high, and it's normal anyhow. So it's nothing I want to change anyhow. I knew exactly for what club I signed anyhow, and that I felt a great unity in the club anyhow today again. And I don't think that changes need. No, I want more from the same anyhow, especially once we play Saturday another top side, Liverpool.
Anybody else? No. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cheers, Daniel. Cheers. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
We've asked you after similar games, but is there feeling frustration after a result?
Yeah, it's frustrated, he's angry. That's it.
How can you get the team to maybe perform better, I suppose, and put that to bed, I suppose, going forward?
It's working again, and trying to win the next one.
Ruben, the only second half your team has won this season was the one at Crystal Palace on Sunday, when Palace obviously tired playing in Europe. Why do you think the team are having so many difficulties in the second half of games and winning games and seeing out games?
Yeah, but there are second halves that we lose control of the game. Today, I think it was not that case. Maybe after the first goal, We lost some second balls, and Mateus won 1 or 2 second balls there and make it a transition. We try to defend all the time far from the goal because we knew it. They tried to make a cross, win a corner, like it happened. Long ball, they win a second ball against 3 guys of us in the defense. We need to be better in the second halves.
Samuel?
Ruben, you made 5 changes overall. 4 of them were defensive players who came on. I know it probably didn't have the impact that you wanted, but in hindsight, would you not been that conservative when you were 1-0 up?
No. We are losing because of the second ball. Sometimes there's not more men in front that you are going to win the ball. We have more men to put in the offense. Who would be more offensive?
I understand you've not got a lot of options. Kobe mainly.
Yes, it was the second ball, and Mateus I was worried with Mateus. I know that Bruno reached the box really well. Mason Mount is playing in this position, so I try. They were trying to push us. Brian have a lot of pace to try to win the ball in one transition. So that was my idea.
Ruben, you came in and said you're frustrated and angry. What are you frustrated and angry at? Because your team obviously has made progress this season, but over the last few weeks it seems to have gone backwards.
No, it's not going back with the results going backwards. We had some moments. Again, that can happen when one team. You were talking about when we had that run that the team was really perfect, and I was always saying we are not far from being in the perfect moment. We are really inconsistent. But if you look at the goal, 83 minutes, we have a long ball. We have everything under control. We need to do better.
James?
Ruben, do you have that sort of sense with the team at the moment? Just that one goal is not going to be enough. You led against Forest, you led against Spurs, you led today. You've not won any of those games. Do you always feel that they look like they're going to struggle to
Yeah, well, I always have the feeling. I think everyone has the feeling that we need to score more goals, and nothing is sure. Even with Brighton, we were 3-0, and then suddenly. So we suffer with that. We are inconsistent. We need to improve.
Just go Robin and Jamie.
When you talk about sort of second balls and duels and losing out, that's obviously not a tactical thing. Is it a desire thing? Is it a lack of energy?
No, it's second ball. Sometimes it's tactical things. We try to adjust with the players that we put, and then we control. We had in the final minutes we had the possession. The ball was far from the opponent. Was not a clear full press from the opponent. We cannot let a team that is so much taller than us to have a corner when the ball is in the goalkeeper. So this kind of details makes the difference. And today, a corner in the second half made the difference.
You're saying frustrated, and I'm guessing the players are as well because they don't want to perceive like that. Is it your style to go into the changing room after this kind of a goal being conceded and sort of directly?
No,
or do you leave it to the next day?
No, in that regard, I'm almost always consistent. I had one, and Brighton last year. So I will talk to them tomorrow a little bit.
You just calm, that's what you mean, you're level.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, move on to the Wolves press conference about until 1:30.
Oh yeah.
So we'll do the normal presser, guys, and then we'll just do a short section at the end for previewing Brighton for anyone who's needing that. Okay, what's the kick us off?
Yeah.
Lovely to see you.
Nice to see you.
On the balance of the game, to this point, what did you make?
I think it was a good performance overall. First half we contained. I think the momentum of the beginning, even the beginning of the game was ours. We combined, we create corners, the energy was there. Second half, very good second half, even though we concede. I think after that the reaction was very positive. We dominate, we control, we went for it, and I think it's well deserved that we got the draw. The game could go both ways, but pleased with the performance.
After Liverpool, how important and how much can this help the team going forward that they did show this response?
Yeah, it was good. I think even when we lost against Liverpool, we competed well as a team. We got penalized by mistakes, but I think the reaction and the character was there today. So it's just a little small step
what I think we need to improve a lot of things. With the urgency of the situation, it's hard, but we'll keep it going. Thank you.
You said the response was good, but were you confident you would get the goal? Because time was obviously ticking on and you weren't creating that many chances.
I'm also always positive, and I'm always positive. I know what I was seeing, that the team was playing good. Even the subs came late, because I think there was no need, because the boys were in control of the situation. You say that the chance came late, but it came. I think we finished the game well. I don't know if I answer your question. You by your face, I'm not sure.
You don't answer.
Any more for that section? Or? Okay.
Alan, do you want to start us off?
Thomas, expect Christian Romero to be your striker tonight, scored 2 goals, especially one like that.
I think that was the perfect bicycle king hit with the shin, aiming for the bottom corner. I think let's start praising Kuti. I think he deserves that. Overall, a top performance defending, on the ball, coolness, calmness, duels, and then get up there and score 2 goals. And I think the bicycle kick will will most likely get a little bit more praise, but I think the header is more exceptional. The way he does that is better than many strikers. That said, I think I really like the character and the mentality in the team. What they showed after 3 tough games, I think it's been to go here to the 4th game in 10 days, the 3rd away game, a very difficult place. Go down 2 times or get behind 2 times and come back. It shows everything about the willingness and the mentality in the team. And also, the second one is very disappointing to concede, because I think for me it's never a penalty. Even speaking to some from Newcastle, I don't think it's a penalty. And we need the consistency, because that a penalty that would be given 2 times a game. And I actually think the referees say it's a referee call on the pitch, and he nailed it. And VAR can only be if it's clear and obvious. But I want to speak about us and the mentality coming back, and a great point away from home. I'm happy with that. And I think our fans, exceptional, traveling 3,000 up here, the way they support us throughout the game, singing, and also heard them singing and praising Vic throughout the game. You know, that's togetherness.
How much does that mean to you to kind of hear them sing as well?
You could hear them here, and it's not a difficult place to come as a away fan and be loud enough so we can hear them. So they put so much effort into it. Matched the effort from the team, and that togetherness, drove us forward and it gave us a more than well-deserved point.
Thomas, do you think, given that the team's been in a difficult run recently, it makes such a difference to have that kind of individual leadership, individual heroism from Romero?
Yeah, of course, I think we can set everything nice tactically up and good principles and all that, and try to do it. But I think, and that's the foundation, and that hopefully we can make a great team. But sometimes it's decisive actions from key players, and Kuti definitely did that today.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Can you go on about how important it was for the team to show that spirit today after everything you've been through the last 10 days?
Yeah, I think it's hugely important. I think the PSG performance are good. I think the team gave everything against Fulham. It was just a nightmare game in some ways, because you're down 2-0 after 6 minutes, and then keep going, and then also get something out of it. But that's the only way forward. We know that. If you're in a tough run, there's only one way. That is to work hard and keep going. And the team did that very well today.
I'll just double check on Destiny at the end. Seems to be limping a little bit. Is he okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't heard anything. Yeah. Good.
Okay, thank
you.
Thank you.
Luke, we start this off, please.
Frustrating, another late goal conceded, more points dropped.
Yeah, sums it up quite well. I think we're hugely frustrated with ourselves, really. That was a game where we had to work really hard for the first goal. I thought we were the dominant team and knocking on the door all through the first half. The goal came when it came, and felt then we were in a strong position, having been relatively comfortable defensively. To then concede the 2 goals in the way that we did, in the manner that we did, is hugely disappointing, because we pride ourselves on being better than that defensively.
And it's sort of that, again, you've called for consistency. It's not a bad performance by any means, but it's not a consistent result, is it? You had that opportunity to really start building up ahead of this team.
Yeah, and that's why it's frustrating in so many ways, because I agree, I think 4 performances since the international break, last international break, have been really strong. The defeat in Marseille was strong, today was strong, maybe not the highs of Everton, but good. And we had an opportunity to grab another positive result, and we didn't take it. And when you add that to some of the other points that we've lost late in games, it's really cost us in our league position, and there's no denying that those points added back to us would put us in a lot stronger position.
Thank you. We've got Scott, Craig and then Lee, please.
Eddie, we've kind of praised the team a lot here for when they're kind of really at it and intense and almost causing chaos. The other side of the game is obviously control and just taking the sting out of the game. Is that maybe something that you could be better at and need to be a little bit better at? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Technically, second half, I don't think we were particularly good. Especially when we were leading. When you're leading and you've got the advantage, 1 or 2 really quality passes in different moments can make the difference, and we went the other way. We ended up turning the ball over and becoming in transition far too much in that period of the game, and ultimately that's probably contributed to the fact that we lost territory and we lost the ability to get up the pitch, and that's certainly something for us to look at and to try and find a solution to.
Craig?
Most of us guys had our head down doing rewrites when that equaliser went in. Can you talk us through what happened? It seemed a bizarre concession from your perspective as a coach. How did it come out of bounce through bodies? Arms later react. Just what happened?
I don't really know, Craig, to be honest. I haven't seen it again yet, so I'm just reliving it in my head continually live. It looked like we didn't get a good first contact on the first ball in, because really, of course, that first contact is so important. You want to clear your box, you want to get the danger away. We've allowed Romero to get an overhead kick in the box, which from that distance I don't think the ball should go in. It's gone through a melee of bodies, looking for someone to block it. Didn't happen, and it's gone in the corner, and it is almost slow motion, wasn't it? I'm sure from your angle it was the same as mine, so very painful.
Thank you. I'll go to Lee, please.
How do you talk about the league position? I think that moment alone probably has cost you 6 places in the table. It would have been 7, I think. So it's very fine margins.
Not sure I needed to hear that, Lee. Yeah, and that the league is so tight, we know that, and that's why 3 consecutive wins was our target tonight, and we were a few minutes from getting it. But I suppose that's the Premier League. That's what makes it the league that it is. That's what makes football so dramatic, and why we're all obsessed by it. So you have to take the rough with the smooth. We've felt a bit of pain in these moments before this season. We've got to try and get on the right side of them.
And is there such a thing as the game being there for the taking? Because the way they came into the game, all the stuff that went on against Fulham, they looked vulnerable, and it feels like we just didn't take that opportunity, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got to try and see it for what it is, or not for what it isn't. I think the lads tried to take the game. We could certainly have done with scoring in that first half when we were on top and dominant. And there were moments in games that always swing it one way or the other. And the first goal seemed like it wasn't going to come for us, when, for me, the opportunities were there for us to take it. But then once we get in front, we've got to do better. We've got to be more savvy in navigating that moment, especially with such little time left on the clock. So I think that's ultimately what's cost us the win.
Just a quick one on Sandro. Was anything wrong with it?
Yeah, he took a knock in the first half. I don't quite know the extent of the injury or what type of injury it is, but he couldn't continue.
We've got Jordan, George and Daniel, please. Jordan?
Yeah, so I think what's 11 points drop from winning positions. I mean, Darren, how frustrating is that for you?
Yeah, it's a real strange one, and sometimes these things go in cycles and happen and you can't quite work them out. like our away form, and this is another one. We've historically been very good at seeing games out, navigating tough situations, managing the game. We've got to try and refine that quickly because it's costing us important points. And today, set plays, I don't think we were particularly good at set plays in either box today, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, you touched on there quite a few late goals tonight, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton. Why as your side conceding late goals? Can you put a finger on why that is happening?
Well, I think you can look back at each moment and sort of identify a mistake or a part of the team not doing its job. So the job for us is to obviously coach the team to be better in those situations, and that's what we'll endeavour to do. But sometimes it becomes psychological, sometimes it becomes a fear of conceding, and then you do concede. There's so much that goes into it, but we've got to find ways when we're in front to be better. And usually our best form of defence is to attack, and I encourage us to do that all the time. Sometimes you have to accept that you're not in that position in the game to do it, and you just have to see it out and defend better. I think today was one of those moments, and we didn't do it.
George?
Yeah, that was kind of going to be my question, really. But do you think it's a theme, or is it a failing?
I think it's definitely a failing. I mean, we have to take. You can't sit here and go. I can't sit here and go. Everything's okay in that respect. It's happened too many times this season. That doesn't mean we can't figure it out and put it right very quickly. But today's really it's a set piece. It's a moment, and those moments happen in football. We've been on the other end of it at times, and individual errors usually from set plays hurt you, and that's what happened.
I think you said it before, but momentum is kind of just a little bit elusive this season, isn't it? And that must be the frustration.
Yeah, we feel like we're trying to grapple to get it, and we're sort of letting it drop through our fingers at times. But I think the last 4 performances give me real hope, because the general level of performance has been consistent. The results haven't. Marseille, I think we deserve more. Today, I think we deserve more. We didn't get it, but I'm heartened by the fact that we're playing well and we're playing much better. And if we continue that, I think the results will be there. There's always be some pain along the way. That's part of football. You have to take it and make sure that you're on an upward trajectory, which I think we are.
Okay, we've got a Daniel, Mark and a Kieran to finish, please.
Against Manchester City, against Marseille, you were having a lot of chances. Against Everton, you were clinical. So was it perhaps a surprise, especially in the first half, that you didn't quite create those clear-cut openings despite some of the ball dominance you had?
Yeah, I think it was a strange one, because I thought we were dominant. We weren't cutting them open and creating the opportunities that were sort of must-score moments. But I think we've ended up having just shy of 20 shots today. I think we have been dominant in that respect. But I think in part that's due to how Tottenham played. They very compact, very low. They were there to make the game difficult for us. But again, the challenge for us is to be better. It was a good performance without being our very best.
Perhaps more positive, though, the impact made by Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes coming on as substitutes, I suppose, despite the concession late on, they are real positives for what you did tonight.
Yeah, I think all the guys that came on the pitch made a difference, positive difference. I'd expect them to. They're outstanding players. I think the 2 Anthonys added pace and dynamism to our performance at a time when we really needed it. Bruno scored a fantastic goal. I'm disappointed that we didn't get over the line, because I think then it would have been a really good night for us.
Mark?
You seem quite downbeat tonight, obviously, understandably. How close do you think you are to being the team that you can be, given the performance is actually pretty good?
Yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. I don't know. I feel definitely more positive about the team than I was before the international break. I think we look fitter. I think we look like we've got good athleticism. We've got people in the right areas. I think the form of the individual players is improving. Confidence is slowly returning. That's why today's so disappointing, because naturally confidence will be just dented by that, and it's part of the roller coaster of results. I still feel we've got more to come, and I still feel we can get better, and I still feel the best is yet to come. I think that's a good thing for us. It's a long season. We've got so many games to try and put things right, but we need to continue to evolve to improve.
Could we see Johan Saturday, or was that too early?
I don't know. We'll see how the week goes. We've got a lot more training to do yet, so let's see.
Thank you. Kieran to finish, please.
You mentioned the word confidence. What's the feeling in the dressing room after so
Yeah, I think there's a lot of disappointment in there, but probably frustration is the right emotion. I think a bit of anger and frustration is never a bad thing. Frustrated at ourselves, no one else. Frustrated at our delivery of what we did in the latter stages of the game. Hopefully we can use that to help us. Yeah, I'd just seen it again there when I was getting interviewed. I think the defender doesn't look at the ball. I think he's just focused on Dan, and Dan goes down, so I can see why it was given.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. See you soon. Thanks.
Okay, Luke, we start this off, please.
Frustrating. Another late goal conceded, more points dropped.
Yeah, sums it up quite well. I think we're hugely frustrated with ourselves, really. That was a game where we had to work really hard for the first goal. I thought we were the dominant team and knocking on the door all through the first half. The goal came when it came, and felt then we were in a strong position, having been relatively comfortable defensively. To then concede the 2 goals in the way that we did, in the manner that we did, is hugely disappointing, because we pride ourselves on being better than that defensively.
And it's sort of that, again, you've called for consistency. It's not a bad performance by any means, but it's not a consistent result, is it? You had that opportunity to really start building up ahead of the steam.
Yeah, and that's why it's frustrating in so many ways, because I agree. I think 4 performances since the international break, last international break, have been really strong. The defeat in Marseille was strong, today was strong. Maybe not the highs of Everton, but good. And we had an opportunity to grab another positive result, and we didn't take it. And when you add that to some of the other points that we've lost late in games, it's really cost us in our league position. And there's no denying that those points added back to us would put us in a lot stronger position.
Thank you. We've got Scott, Craig, and then Lee, please.
Eddie, we've kind of praised the team a lot here for when they're kind of really at it and intense and almost causing chaos. The other side of the game is obviously control and just taking the sting out of the game. Is that maybe something that you could be better at, you need to be a little bit better at? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Technically, second half, I don't think we were particularly good. Especially when we were leading. When you're leading and you've got the advantage, 1 or 2 really quality passes in different moments can make the difference, and we went the other way. We ended up turning the ball over and becoming in transition far too much in that period of the game, and ultimately that's probably contributed to the fact that we lost territory and we lost the ability to get up the pitch, and that's certainly something for us to look at and to try and find a solution to.
Craig?
Most of us guys had our head down doing rewrites when that equaliser went in. Can you talk us through what happened? It seemed a bizarre concession from your perspective as a coach. How did it come about? It bounced through bodies. Aaron was later react. Just what happened?
I don't really know, Craig, to be honest. I haven't seen it again yet, so I'm just reliving it in my head continually live. It looked like we didn't get a good first contact on the first ball in, because really, of course, that first contact is so important. You want to clear your box, you want to get the danger away. We've allowed Romero to get an overhead kick in the box, which from that distance I don't think the ball should go in. It's gone through a melee of bodies, looking for someone to block it. Didn't happen, and it's gone in the corner, and it is almost slow motion, wasn't it? I'm sure from your angle it was the same as mine, so very painful.
Thank you. I'll go to Lee, please.
How do you talk about the league position? I think that moment alone probably has cost you 6 places in the table. It would have been 7, I think. So it's very fine margins.
Not sure I needed to hear that, Lee. Yeah, and that the league is so tight, we know that, and that's why 3 consecutive wins was our target tonight, and we were a few minutes from getting it. But I suppose that's the Premier League. That's what makes it the league that it is. That's what makes football so dramatic, and why we're all obsessed by it. So you have to take the rough with the smooth. We've felt a bit of pain in these moments before this season. We've got to try and get on the right side of them.
And is there such a thing as the game being there for the taking? Because the way they came into the game, all the stuff that went on against Fulham, you looked vulnerable, and it feels like we just didn't take that opportunity, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got to try and see it for what it is, well, not for what it isn't. I think the lads tried to take the game. We could certainly have done with scoring in that first half when we were on top and dominant. And there were moments in games that always swing it one way or the other. And the first goal seemed like it wasn't going to come for us when, for me, the opportunities were there for us to take it. But then once we get in front, we've got to do better. We've got to be more savvy in navigating that moment, especially with such little time left on the clock. So I think that's ultimately what's cost us the win.
Just a quick one on Sandro. Was anything wrong with it?
Yeah, he took a knock in the first half. I don't quite know the extent of the injury or what type of injury it is, but he couldn't continue.
We've got a Jordan, George and Daniel, please. Jordan?
Yeah, so that being what's 11 points dropped from winning positions. I mean, Darren, how frustrating is that for you?
Yeah, it's a real strange one. And sometimes these things go in cycles and happen and you can't quite work them out, like our away form. And this is another one, you know. We've historically been very good at seeing games out, navigating tough situations, managing the game. We've got to try and refine that quickly because it's costing us important points. And today, set plays, I don't think we were particularly good at set plays in either box today, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, you touched on there quite a few late goals tonight, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton. Why has your side conceded late goals? Can you put a finger on why that has happened?
Well, I think you can look back at each moment and sort of identify a mistake or a part of the team not doing its job. So the job for us is to obviously coach the team to be better in those situations, and that's what we'll endeavour to do. But sometimes it becomes psychological, sometimes it becomes a fear of conceding, and then you do concede. There's so much that goes into it, but we've got to find ways when we're in front to be better. And usually our best form of defence is to attack, and I encourage us to do that all the time. Sometimes you have to accept that you're not in that position in the game to do it, and you just have to see it out and defend better. I think today was one of those moments, and we didn't do it.
George?
Yeah, that was kind of going to be my question, really. But do you think it's a theme, or is it a failing?
I think it's definitely a failing. I mean, we have to take. You can't sit here and go. I can't sit here and go. Everything's okay in that respect. It's happened too many times this season. That doesn't mean we can't figure it out and put it right very quickly. But today's really it's a set piece. It's a moment, and those moments happen in football. We've been on the other end of it at times, and yeah, individual errors usually from set plays hurt you, and that's what happened.
I think you said before, but momentum is kind of just a little bit elusive this season, isn't it? And that must be the frustration.
Yeah, we feel like we're trying to grapple to get it, and we're sort of letting it drop through our fingers at times. But I think the last 4 performances give me real hope, because the general level of performance has been consistent. The results haven't. Marseille, I think we deserve more. Today, I think we deserve more. We didn't get it, but I'm heartened by the fact that we're playing well and we're playing much better. And if we continue that, I think the results will be there. There's always be some pain along the way. That's part of football. You have to take it and make sure that you're on an upward trajectory, which I think we are.
Okay, we've got a Daniel, Mark and a Kieran to finish, please.
Eddie, against Manchester City, against Marseille, you were having a lot of chances. Against Everton, you were clinical. So was it perhaps a surprise, especially in the first half, that you didn't quite create those clear-cut openings despite some of the ball dominance you had?
Yeah, I think it was a strange one because I thought we were dominant. We weren't cutting them open and creating the opportunities that were sort of must-score moments. But I think we've ended up having just shy of 20 shots today. I think we have been dominant in that respect. But I think in part that's due to how Tottenham played. They very compact, very low. They were there to make the game difficult for us. But again, the challenge for us is to be better. It was a good performance without being our very best.
And perhaps more positive, though, the impact made by Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes coming on as substitutes, I suppose, despite the concession later on, being all real positives for what you did tonight.
Yeah, I think all the guys that came on the pitch made a difference, positive difference. I'd expect them to. They're outstanding players. I think the 2 Anthonys added pace and dynamism to our performance at a time when we really needed it. Bruno scored a fantastic goal. I'm disappointed that we didn't get over the line, because I think then it would have been a really good night for us.
Mark?
You seem quite downbeat tonight, obviously, understandably. How close do you think you are to being the team that you can be, given the performance is actually pretty good? Is it difficult to put a finger on that?
Yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. I don't know. I feel definitely more positive about the team than I was before the international break. I think we look fitter. I think we look like we've got good athleticism. We've got people in the right areas. I think the form of the individual players is improving. Confidence is slowly returning. That's why today's so disappointing, because naturally confidence will be just dented by that, and it's part of the roller coaster of results. I still feel we've got more to come, and I still feel we can get better, and I still feel the best is yet to come. I think that's a good thing for us. It's a long season. We've got so many games to try and put things right, but we need to continue to evolve to improve.
Could we see Johan Saturday, or is that too early?
I don't know. We'll see how the week goes. We've got a lot more training to do yet, so let's see.
Thank you. Kieran, to finish, please.
You mentioned the word confidence. What's the feeling in the dressing room? Also, sort of relief, maybe, and confidence again after the City and Everton games once a month.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of disappointment in there, but probably frustration is the right emotion. I think a bit of anger and frustration is never a bad thing. Frustrated at ourselves, no one else. Frustrated at our delivery of what we did in the latter stages of the game. Hopefully, we can use that to help us.
What was your view on the penalty?
Yeah, I'd just seen it again there when I was getting interviewed. I think the defender doesn't look at the ball. I think he's just focused on Dan, and Dan goes down, so I can see why it was given.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. See you soon. Thanks.
Okay, Luke, we start this off, please.
Frustrating. Another late goal conceded, more points dropped.
Yeah, sums it up quite well. I think we're hugely frustrated with ourselves, really. That was a game where we had to work really hard for the first goal. I thought we were the dominant team and knocking on the door all through the first half. The goal came when it came, and felt then we were in a strong position, having been relatively comfortable defensively. To then concede the two goals in the way that we did, in the manner that we did, is hugely disappointing, because we pride ourselves on being better than that defensively.
And it's sort of that, again, you've called for consistency. It's not a bad performance by any means, but it's not a consistent result, is it? You have that opportunity to really start building up ahead of this team. Yeah, and that's why it's frustrating in so many ways, because I agree. I think 4 performances since the international break, last international break, have been really strong. The defeat in Marseille was strong, today was strong. Maybe not the highs of Everton, but good. And we had an opportunity to grab another positive result, and we didn't take it. And when you add that to some of the other points that we've lost late in games, it's really cost us in our league position. And there's no denying that those points added back to us would put us in a lot stronger position.
Thank you. Well, Scott, Craig, and then Lee, please.
Eddie, we've kind of praised the team a lot here for when they're kind of really at it and intense and almost causing chaos. The other side of the game is obviously control and just taking the sting out of the game. Is that maybe something that you could be better at and need to be a little bit better at? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Technically, second half, I don't think we were particularly good. Especially when we were leading. When you're leading and you've got the advantage, 1 or 2 really quality passes in different moments can make the difference, and we went the other way. We ended up turning the ball over and becoming in transition far too much in that period of the game, and ultimately that's probably contributed to the fact that we lost territory and we lost ability to get up the pitch, and that's certainly something for us to look at and to try and find a solution to.
Craig?
Most of us guys had their head down doing rewrites when that equaliser went in. Can you talk us through what happened? It seemed a bizarre concession from your perspective as a coach. How did it come about? Bounce through bodies? Aaron was there to react. Just what happened?
I don't really know, Craig, to be honest. I haven't seen it again yet, so I'm just reliving it in my head continually live. It looked like we didn't get a good first contact on the first ball in, because really, of course, that first contact is so important. You want to clear your box, you want to get the danger away. We've allowed Romero to get an overhead kick in the box, which from that distance I don't think the ball should go in. It's gone through a melee of bodies, looking for someone to block it. Didn't happen, and it's gone in the corner, and it is almost slow motion, wasn't it? I'm sure from your angle it was the same as mine, so very painful.
Thank thoughts on league, please?
How do you talk about the league position? I think that moment alone probably has cost you 6 places in the table. It would have been 7, I think. So it's very fine margins.
Not sure I needed to hear that, Lee. Yeah, and that the league is so tight, we know that, and that's why 3 consecutive wins was our target tonight, and we were a few minutes from getting it. But I suppose that's the Premier League. That's what makes it the league that it is. That's what makes football so dramatic, and why we're all obsessed by it. So you have to take the rough with the smooth. We've felt a bit of pain in these moments before this season. We've got to try and get on the right side of them.
And is there such a thing as the game being there for the taking? Because the way they came into the game, all the stuff that went on against Fulham, you look vulnerable, and it feels like we just didn't take that opportunity, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got to try and see it for what it is, well, not for what it isn't. I think the lads tried to take the game. We could certainly have done with scoring in that first half when we were on top and dominant. And there are moments in games that always swing it one way or the other. And the first goal seemed like it wasn't going to come for us, when for me the opportunities were there for us to take it. But then once we get in front, we've got to do better. We've got to be more savvy in navigating that moment, especially with such little time left on the clock. So I think that's ultimately what's cost us the win.
Just a quick one on Sandro. Was anything wrong with it?
Yeah, he took a knock in the first half. I don't quite know the extent of the injury or what type of injury it is, but he couldn't continue.
We've got Jordan, George and Daniel, please. Jordan?
Yeah, so I think it's 11 points dropped from win positions. I mean, Darren, that how frustrating is that for you?
Yeah, it's a real strange one. And sometimes these things go in cycles and happen, and you can't quite work them out, like our away form. And this is another one. You know, we've historically been very good at seeing games out, navigating tough situations, managing the game. We've got to try and refine that quickly, because it's costing us important points. And today, set plays, I don't think we were particularly good at set plays in either box today, and that's disappointing.
Yeah, you touched on there quite a few late goals tonight, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton. Why, as your side, conceding late goals? Can you put a finger on why that is happening?
Well, I think you can look back at each moment and sort of identify a mistake or a part of the team not doing its job. So the job for us is to obviously coach the team to be better in those situations, and that's what we'll endeavour to do. But sometimes it becomes psychological, sometimes it becomes a fear of conceding, and then you do concede. There's so much that goes into it, but we've got to find ways when we're in front to be better. And usually our best form of defence is to attack, and I encourage us to do that all the time. Sometimes you have to accept that you're not in that position in the game to do it, and you just have to see it out and defend better. I think today was one of those moments, and we didn't do it.
George?
Yeah, that was kind of going to be my question, really. But do you think it's a theme, or is it a failing?
I think it's definitely a failing. I mean, we have to take. You can't sit here and go. I can't sit here and go. Everything's okay in that respect. It's happened too many times this season. That doesn't mean we can't figure it out and put it right very quickly. But today's really it's a set piece. It's a moment, and those moments happen in football. We've been on the other end of it at times, and individual errors usually from set plays hurt you, and that's what happened.
I think you said before, but momentum is kind of just a little bit elusive this season, isn't it? And that must be the frustration.
Yeah, we feel like we're trying to grapple to get it, and we're sort of letting it drop through our fingers at times. But I think the last 4 performances give me real hope, because the general level of performance has been consistent. The results haven't. Marseille, I think we deserve more. Today, I think we deserve more. We didn't get it, but I'm heartened by the fact that we're playing well and we're playing much better. And if we continue that, I think the results will be there. There's always be some pain along the way. That's part of football. You have to take it and make sure that you're on an upward trajectory, which I think we are.
Okay, we've got a Daniel, Mark and a Kieran to finish, please.
Against Manchester City, against Marseille, you were having a lot of chances. Against Everton, you were clinical. So was it perhaps a surprise, especially in the first half, that you didn't quite create those clear-cut openings despite some of the ball dominance you had?
Yeah, I think it was a strange one, because I thought we were dominant. We weren't cutting them open and creating the opportunities that were sort of must-score moments. But I think we've ended up having just shy of 20 shots today. I think we have been dominant in that respect. But I think in part that's due to how Tottenham played. They very compact, very low. They were there to make the game difficult for us. But again, the challenge for us is to be better. It was a good performance without being our very best.
Perhaps more positive though, the impact made by Anthony Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes coming on as substitutes, I suppose, despite the concession later on, they are real positives for what you did tonight.
Yeah, I think all the guys that came on the pitch made a difference, positive difference. I'd expect them to. They're outstanding players. I think the two Anthonys added pace and dynamism to our performance at a time when we really needed it. Bruno scored a fantastic goal. I'm disappointed that we didn't get over the line, because I think then it would have been a really good night for us.
Mark?
You see quite downbeat tonight, obviously, understandably. How close do you think you are to being the team that you can be, given the performance is actually pretty good? Is it difficult to put a finger on that?
Yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. I don't know. I feel definitely more positive about the team than I was before the international break. I think we look fitter. I think we look like we've got good athleticism. We've got people in the right areas. I think the form of the individual players is improving. Confidence is slowly returning. That's why today's so disappointing, because naturally confidence will be just dented by that, and it's part of the roller coaster of results. I still feel we've got more to come, and I still feel we can get better, and I still feel the best is yet to come. I think that's a good thing for us. It's a long season. We've got so many games to try and put things right, but we need to continue to evolve to improve.
Could we see Johan Saturday, or is that too early?
I don't know. We'll see how the week goes. We've got a lot more training to do yet, so let's see.
Actually, Kieran, to finish, please.
You mentioned the word confidence. What's the feeling in the dressing room? So sort of relief, maybe, and confidence again after the City and Everton games. What's it like now?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of disappointment in there, but probably frustration is the right emotion. I think a bit of anger and frustration is never a bad thing. Frustrated at ourselves, no one else. Frustrated at our delivery of what we did in the latter stages of the game. Hopefully we can use that to help us.
What was your view on the penalty?
Yeah, I'd just seen it again there when I was getting interviewed. I think the defender doesn't look at the ball. I think he's just focused on Dan, and Dan goes down, so I can see why it was given.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thanks.